Welcome to 2K Sports. We've got live NBA basketball headed your way on this fine Wednesday afternoon. Joining me tonight, Grant Hill and Steve Smith. I'm Brian Anderson, along with reporter Allie LaForce. And a quick look here at some of the numbers for Fred VanVleet.
And he's had a rough past 5 games. He's had trouble finding his offensive rhythm and just hasn't been as effective as he'd like to be on that end. But this is something all players go through, and I'm sure he'll fight his way back.
And before we tip off here, it's time to hear from our reporter. Hey, Allie.
Well, Fred VanVleet, a first-time All-Star in 2021, said of his journey, quote, "It's like a movie storyline, just scratching and clawing, all the work and the sacrifices. I'm always going to have this great perspective that allows me to navigate differently and helps me succeed." Brian?
Allie, his toughness and IQ, a big factor for them. Thanks for that. And we've got some surprise teams here in the early season.
Some are surprisingly bad, and some are exceeding expectations. There's still a long season ahead, and things can change quickly, B.A.
So the Raptors starting 5. Trent Jr. and Anunoby out on the wings. Thaddeus Young out there with Barnes. And it's VanVleet in at the 1. And for Orlando, Wagner is out there with Jalen Suggs. Then there's Banchero. Then it's Wendell Carter. And it's Bol in at power forward. Here's Suggs, guarded by VanVleet. Pass to Bol. Shoots over Barnes. Bol, no good. And it's hard to overstate the impact OG Anunoby has on defense, Grant.
Hey, B.A., an absolute terror on the wings. I mean, he has great length, moves well, just one of the best one-on-one perimeter defenders in the league.
Man, how about the career Thaddeus Young has had, Smitty?
B.A., you love to have those veterans that do a great job passing out all that wisdom. And, B.A., Thaddeus has a lot left on the floor.
Well, I know you spent a lot of your career in Orlando. What are your favorite memories of that time?
None, B.A. You know I was hurt the entire time while I was in Orlando. No, but in all seriousness, they were great people, great city, and it was fun to see young guys like Jameer Nelson and Dwight Howard get drafted and emerge as great players and leaders for their ball club.
He's off on the first. And he sinks the second. Here's Suggs. They look to him to score consistently, averaging around 13.5 a game. Pass to Banchero. Here's Suggs. 5 on the clock. 3-pointer. Rebounded by Trent. VanVleet, the pass to Barnes. Oh, and a vicious dunk by Barnes.
I like how Fred VanVleet stays patient. Eyes up, finds the breakdown in the defense.
They need something good to happen here.
Yeah, they've gone way too long without a score.
Carter, a screen on VanVleet. Pass to Wagner. And the Magic again can't hit. Outside Anunoby. Carter against Barnes. Trent outside. Lets it go from deep. Orlando grabs the miss. They're moving on after a tough loss they took at the hands of the Pacers.
Yeah, I think they'd like to forget that game. You usually want to find some teaching moments, but in this case, it might be best to just destroy the tape.
Nothing wrong with that. Sometimes we overanalyze things. Can be better to just let it go.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Wow, that's a defensive breakdown. Can't do that against good scores.
And that was the Mobile One drive. Low resistance to the finish line.
Yeah, he made that drive look easy, but that had a high degree of difficulty.
Now here's Barnes. Oh, plenty of contact on that shot. Officials call the foul, and he'll take 2 free throws now.
That 2021 draft class was stacked with talent. You look at a guy like Scotty Barnes. He went 4th overall, a player any team would love to have.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on that one.
The confidence of Scotty Barnes' game is pretty inspiring. Even against savvy veteran opponents, he believes in his own abilities, and he gets it done.
A line change here for Orlando. He hits the second from the line. Orlando's gone 0 for 2 from outside. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Bamba, a screen on Barnes. Okiki into the lane.
There's no debate there. He got hammered.
First personal foul. First team foul. At the line for Orlando, Chuma Okiki. Taking 2 shots.
He misses the free throw. Boucher's checked in for Toronto.
We got this.
And he's good on the second. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. They set a pick. Van Vliet with it. Bamba covering. Van Vliet misses.
Unusual for him, just a lack of concentration. Fails to finish the play.
Ross against Porter. Outside Ross. Clock at 6. Bamba, a screen on Porter. 19-footer. And there's Bamba on the assist by Ross.
Great vision there from Ross to find the open man.
Well, a good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. It's the Magic up 1. Quarter number 2 coming up right after this break. Don't go anywhere.
And your Magic Youth Dance Team.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter. We'll see what happens here in the second. All right, guys, what do you think about the Magic here in this one?
Well, I think it's pretty obvious they were well prepared defensively coming in.
Yes, what they do, they take away the things that teams like to do offensively, also keeping them out of sync.
And they say to win big, sometimes you have to sacrifice. Tell us exactly what that means, though, in basketball terms, Smitty.
What it means, BA, as a player, you might have to accept a more defined role. Most players grew up as the best player on their team. When you're on a contending team, sometimes you have to just star in your role.
So for the Raptors right now, Trent Jr. and Anunoby out on the wings. Chris Boucher out there with Kim Birch. And it's Banton in at the point. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair. And Smitty, the Toronto Raptors, the lone Canadian team in the NBA. They take great pride in that.
Since the Grizzlies relocated to Memphis in 2001, Canada has belonged to the Raptors. BA, you can tell they take pride in this. They don't just represent the city of Toronto, but the entire country.
And he drops it first.
And this summer, the Magic raised some eyebrows. Widely expected to take Jabari Smith with the #1 overall pick. Right up until their selection, Paolo Banchero was announced. Rival teams impressed at how well they kept their secret. Good job, Orlando.
The Magic making a switch here. Suggs is checked in. The Raptors also with a sub. Barnes, he's checked in for Boucher. No team has had to make more sacrifices than Toronto during the pandemic.
You are right about that, BA. I mean, they had to change their home base to Tampa. In essence, they spent an entire season on the road. It was tough for everyone, but the Raptors faced some big challenges.
Here's Banchero. Well, no scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. And he gets it to go.
You just love how reliable he is. Night in and night out, his offense is there.
Now here's Trent. Back to Barnes. 1:52 left to play in the first half. Anunoby can't get it to go.
It's a shot you would think he would make, but he just doesn't make it all the time.
Pass to Ben Carroll. Banton pulls it in. Toronto trailing. Trent outside. Sinks that one after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3.
I'm so impressed with the strength of Gary Trent Jr. Excellent at staying in control of his shot.
Pass to Ben Carroll. Picked by Carter. The 3-ball. And he can't connect. He's 1 for 3 in this game. The Raptors have gotten only 1 of 4 shots to go in. Left side, Anunoby. 41 seconds left in the first half. 6 on the shot clock. Trent for 3. That one no good. The Magic go the other way with it. This game against Toronto here, it's their first look at the Raptors. Pass to Bull. Launches a 3. Here's Carter. Goes up and lays it in. Nice and easy.
Carter specializes in this. Competing on the glass and converting the second chance opportunity.
Outside Barnes. Here's the pick. Fires the 3. And he can't get that one. And the first half comes to an end. We've got a close game going here. Magic out in front, leading by 4. All right, now let's check in with Allie LaForce. Allie, what do you have?
I'm here with Nick Nurse, and Coach, I saw you imploring your team to pick it up. Where do you need to be better in the second half?
Well, we're not very good offensively right now. I think we're taking some okay shots, but we got to be a little bit more patient and keep moving it around a little bit. Need multiple paint touches rather than just one. So we just got to do a little bit better job of getting off it and relocating a little bit.
Patience is a virtue. Thank you, Coach.
Allie, as always, thank you. We'll be back right after the break for the third quarter here on 2K Sports.
Hi, folks. It's shaping up to be a good second half as we've seen the Orlando Magic trying to take control of this game.
Their offense have been so dialed in. Effective plays, they're communicating very well. Now, let's see if they can maintain this rhythm.
You wouldn't think this game would be so close the way they're shooting the ball. And now, let's take a glance ahead at the games on the docket. Here's the upcoming schedule.
And for that game against the 76ers, they've had this one circled on their calendar for a bit. They know that they're facing a good team and will need to play under control, man, because if they do that, they have themselves a shot to win this game.
Gotta keep things simple.
Thanks, as always, for watching. Let's head back to Brian Anderson and crew for the start of the second half.
Second half of basketball is upon us, and we may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game we've seen so far. And here's Van Vliet. Well, he hasn't put up any points yet in this one. We've got Jalen Suggs. He's out there with Franz Wagner. Wendell Carter is out there with Banchero. And it's Bowl in at the four-man position. That's who's out there for Orlando. Van Vliet misses.
He goes up strong, but he is met with resistance. I think that surprised him a little bit.
And when you look at Van Vliet on the floor, you would think he gets targeted on defense. But for a player his size, he more than holds his own.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Well, guys, Pascal Siakam's play had dipped for a while after he got the big bag. He said, it was like, you got the max contract, but are you the guy? That's something I really struggled with. But there's still another level that I can get to, and I see myself as an all-star, and there's a lot more to unleash. Brian?
Yeah, just now entering his prime, Allie. Thank you. And Van Vliet, a very solid defender at his position, Grant.
Not great length, but strong as any, B.A. I mean, he has great hands to bother the ball handler and great defensive IQ that makes the most of his athleticism.
Here's Suggs, following the bucket by the Raptors. Carter, a screen on Van Vliet. Pass to Carter. Ooh, poked away. Stolen by Young. Van Vliet on the wing. You know, his stats have been solid, averaging around 18.5 points a game. Screen by Young for the lead. The rebound by Carter.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
Picked by Carter. And the layup is good off the glass.
In a tight game, they wanted to make sure of that possession.
And Toronto calls time here.
Magic Man, it's T-shirt time. Who wants one?
Going with a new group. The Raptors have gone just 1 of 3 in the second half.
And you know, offense has been the problem for the Magic. Near the bottom of the league for several years now. Lack of efficiency for extended stretches.
Orlando leading. It's Hampton on the wing, guarded by Van Vliet. Ross can't get it to go. The Raptors shooting only 23% so far. Trent against Ross. From deep. And the Raptors miss again. Orlando has gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the third. Harris on the wing. Let's go with a 3. Toronto grabs the miss. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Nets. And that kicks off a string of 3 home games for them. Now 5 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Trent. Oh, a beautiful reverse layup.
Good decision from Chris Boucher, wanting to get his teammates involved.
Outside Ross. Bamba, a screen on Porter. 3 quarters of play and a close one here. It's the Magic. They're up by 2. And time to step away quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the 4th quarter. All right, let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
Talk about painting a magnificent picture with that dive. Just a great decision and a perfect delivery.
Execution. This is what you practice every day. These guys are professionals. Beautiful play.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. On the court for Toronto to start the 4th. They've got Otto Porter, Juan Hernan Gomez out there with Barnes. Then it's Fred VanVleet, and it's Young in at the 5 spot. Here's Banchero, and he takes that one up and powers it through.
And once he gets to the rim, it's fairly automatic.
Nothing fancy right there, just takes his 2 points, moves on. Barnes. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
Defenders haven't figured out Scotty Barnes yet.
Shooting for Toronto, Scotty Barnes. Taking 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. Suggs is checked in for Orlando. Hits one, then misses the second attempt from the line. Well, Orlando's shooting just 38%. Their offense not where they want to be. Robbed! Hernan Gomez with it. Pass to VanVleet. Outside Porter. Shot clock at 5. Screen by Young. The Raptors need to get off a shot. 3-pointer, VanVleet. And it's Orlando with a rebound. Carter's got 4 rebounds now. VanVleet's gone just 1 of 5 from the floor. Here's Suggs. Pass to Carter. Banked it in off the glass.
He's 6'10" with a 7'4" wingspan. Carter is a monster in the paint.
Now here's VanVleet. He's covered closely. Here's Young. Good. And VanVleet gets the assist.
0 rim protection. Unforgivable in a tight ball game like this.
But I love the play call. This is where you get the ball into the hands of your closers, where they can do something with it.
Here's Banchero. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Banchero's got 4 points in the quarter.
What a burst out of that first step. Straight to the hole.
VanVleet outside. And there's a whistle. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. That's on Wendell Carter.
Assertive play by Fred in the paint. He wanted that foul, and he got it.
And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Magic.
Something I've noticed is how aggressive they've been on driving the basketball. Time and time again, they've turned cracks in the defense into points.
Yeah, they've also worked at pounding the ball inside. It gave them high percentage looks all game, and it's paid off.
And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to go.
You have to love Fred VanVleet's sheer tenacity out on the floor. He doesn't allow himself to be intimidated on either end and always comes at you with his best.
Bowl, he's checked in for Orlando. Franz Wagner comes in for Harris. OG Anunoby's checked in for Toronto. Trent comes in for Porter Jr. And the second of 2 is good. And that shrinks the margin to just 4.
Just a tough miss at the line. They're down 2 baskets now.
Here's Banchero. 54 seconds left in the 4th quarter. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
First personal foul.
It's going to be on OG Anunoby.
At the line for Orlando, Paolo Banchero. At the line for 2.
Shooting 2.
Ooh, he doesn't hit the first. That was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though. And he ends up making the second. And that puts him up 5. Now a timeout called by Toronto. They trail by 5. 43 seconds left in the fourth.
407. Come on, everybody, make some noise.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
I was able to listen in on what Nick Nurse had to say to the team. He told them victory was within their grasp, saying, quote, "You've got all the tools you need to win. Now it's about closing. Guys, we'll see if they're up for the task."
Okay, thank you, Allie. Now here's Van Vliet. Pass to Anunoby. Now here's Barnes. And we've got 28 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one.
Smart play by Scotty, calling for a pick to disrupt the defense a little bit.
And he commits the intentional foul.
O.J. Anunoby. Second personal foul. Second team foul. At the line for Orlando, Paolo Banchero. 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
He drops the first one, and that gives him a 4-point cushion. And he's unable to get the second one.
He's looking for a quick bucket here.
They have very little time to run a play, and then, of course, they also need to foul.
Now here's Van Vliet. Just 2 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Van Vliet. And an intentional foul there stops the clock.
Yeah, just a must-foul situation to stop the clock.
Third team foul. At the line for Orlando, Franz Wagner, taking 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good, and that puts him up 5. So he gets them both, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Big moment at the line. As poised as you get, this thing is done.
Timeout called, the Raptors. They trail by 6. There's 10 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
It's time for defense.
Three-pointer, Van Vliet. And again, no good by Toronto. And so they foul intentionally.
First personal foul. Fourth team foul. At the line for the Magic, Bol. At the line for 2.
Shooting 2.
And no good, as the first free throw misses. We'll see if he can hit the second. And he does get the second one. And that makes it a 7-point lead. There's Young with the 3. This is there. So it's Orlando picking up the win. Boy, they didn't make it easy on their fans or themselves. But at the end of the day, everyone on their side is happy.
Yeah, happy indeed. The momentum shifted away from them a few times, especially early on. But give these guys credit for sticking with the game plan and finishing the job.
Well, Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Steve Smith, Allie LaForce, and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you next time.